Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to the Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2. This is a first look video for this one, and this is set to release on Steam later today, just a few hours from now. This game is from MasterCode and Ultimate Games SA. Thank you to them for the key on this one in this early access view. The game is planning on being in early access for roughly 6 months, currently available on PC as it goes through this early access phase. Once it exits this phase, it's going to be available on all of the major consoles. Additionally, they are planning a VR version as well. That does not have an estimated release date at this time. This being the second version of this game does mean that it has most of the same features returning from the original, but it does have some new features. The bigger features that are included here in this second one, we have participation in fishing tournaments, we have various tasks and free fishing all available, and in particular the new feature that they've added in is an underwater camera, a new much improved version of the underwater camera provided in the first game. This title provides 6 large maps based on real life locations, including the United States, Poland, Germany, Slovakia, Russia, and Thailand. Also included is 60 species of fish and more than 200 pieces of fishing equipment available for use within this game. So it provides a lot of variety. Now, of course, one of those key features being tournaments. Tournaments are not yet available as the game is still pre-release. But like I said, that will be available in just a few hours to you. One of the things that jumped out for me in this game is the quests, skills, and how you do have progression, you do have development in this game. Starting with my current daily quests, and this is what we're going to be looking to achieve within this episode, is catch a fish of any species weighing at least 1 kilogram, catch 10 kilograms of a single species. In this one, rainbow trout is the particular fish we need to catch a single fish weighing 10 kilograms or more. Just to note here, the game does have feet, inches, pounds all available. We are using metric system for this one. But the purpose of those quests and that leveling up is to gain skill points. And the skill points go into this skill tree of options, such as improving economic situations within the game. You have lets you exchange daily quests twice, so you can pick the right quest that you know you can achieve. An iron lure, where you are not losing your bait if you lose the fish. We have other quests that have to do with improving how you catch a fish, how quickly they bite, how quickly they grow in an aquarium, the experience that you gain, tiring fish out along the way. So I like, especially with the kind of background that I like having a progression system. If it was just simply go fishing, for me, I would get bored of the title fairly quickly. This brings a lot more variety, strategy to how you do things. Tournaments are a fun feature. Probably not the tournament kind of player myself. It's the progression system that would be the hook for me, pun intended. Located in Jackson, Wyoming, the U.S. map is the only one that I've actually been to in real life, located just outside of the Grand Teton National Park, which is right next to Yellowstone. Having been to that and Jackson, I have not fished there, but I have very much seen the river that this is located on. We're going to go fishing there. With the Tetons as a backdrop, this is that first map. It is very scenic, as all of the maps are, and we are here along the Snake River for this. Starting the game out, you're beginning with a smaller set of equipment. You do not have what you're going to have later on in the game. That's part of that progression system that you have, and therefore we have really limited options as to how we begin. But let's go ahead and do some fishing. Keyboard support, of course, is full, but this is a game that I think is a little more well suited to controller support. Now, of course, as we're in early access, not everybody has controllers for their PC, but I do, and some objects floating by here down the river. Let's go ahead and make our first cast. So here is that underwater cam. And you can see we're not getting a lot going, but we are dragging it along and seeing if we can't get something to bite. Man, we got a bite. Can we get him hooked? Can we get him hooked? We've got him hooked. Okay, so with the hook on, now it's a matter of pulling him in, but we are already experiencing the fish breaking off. He had a lot more pull than what we were able to handle there. Driftwood floating by there. That was a close call. We're going to use a lure now to try to keep things moving along. And this, so far, has had a lot more success than what we had been doing. So we'll see if we can't grab something with this free lure that was available. As we are certainly low on funds, and we got to start catching fish before we can really start spending money on better equipment. And we've got a bite. Do I have him hooked? Not really. Oh, I do have him hooked. We've almost got him picked up. And we've got our first. And for the second time, we've got a bite. First one kind of glitched out, so we'll see if we can actually reel this one in and officially catch our first fish. Again, this game is in early access, and they are going to have some bugs to work out here in the short term, as this fish is definitely pulling away from us a bit here, but we are getting him closer, and we are keeping the line fairly well. Got him within 7 meters now. Starting to get him up out of the ground. And there you go. We've got ourselves a small fish. It's a grass pickerel. And that's our first. I don't know what our limit is, but we'll take them. I guess there was other stats down there at the bottom. Wasn't there? He was about worth $1. As we're just starting out, we'll take what we can get, especially when we want to achieve a few daily quests on this one. Let's start reeling this thing in again so we can get that lure moving. You can see on the right hand side of the screen where my lure is showing that we are slow and straight, but it's also highlighted green. That means you are at the optimal version, one of the optimal strategies in order to hook a fish. And oh, there's a big one, but he was not interested. And we got ourselves a hook. Is he on? Yes, and he's already close. He's already close. And we got him. Or do we? It's the same problem I had before. So far, one of three things has happened. I've either made the catch, I've had a minor glitch in the matrix, which... okay, fine, it's early access. You know, they'll get those things sorted out soon enough. Or as a level 1 with very weak very, very low level basic equipment here, we're not able to keep the fish hooked. But I'm starting to figure out some of the tricks here, keep things moving along. I did see a couple fish in the area. There's another big old fish right there, but he wasn't too interested in our lure. But the spinning, so far, at least level 1, is working so much better than just using a floater. The floater, the worm did nothing for me. This time, though, no bite, so we're going to have to reset. And we try again. So the pole is weighted, meaning I can definitely, if you look at my speed right now, I'm hovering between 2 and 75. That's the weight of my pressure on the trigger. That's altering that. So I am hovering right now at a weight. And we got ourselves a bite. Do we have a hook? There we go. Now we've got him hooked. And we've already got him pulled in as he's kind of going the wrong direction. He's bringing himself in close to me. And we're getting him pulled up. And there you go. Now that glitch in the matrix thing, as we've got a brown bullhead. Nice, okay. 2 experience for that. The weight is just 0.3 kilograms. He's rather light. Not a big one, but we will keep because I'm having trouble making catches anyway. Alright, and we've got our next one hooked. Yes, this method has so far worked so much better. This one does not have a whole lot of pull, so I think we're going to have an easy time reeling him in. Already within 10 meters now. 6, 5, getting it in out of the ground, out of the water, and there we go. So I've already discovered, I think, what was going on with why I wasn't able to bring him in. I reel him in too far once the line's all the way in. There's not much that I can do, but this is by far our best. This yellow perch, valued at $1.70. It's enough to buy one little reel that we've earned in so far, or one lure. As you know, we're not making a ton of money at this point, but this is a self-funded kind of game. It's not the you go to work for the man and then you take your hard-earned cash and spend it on your hobby. This is a hobby that, in this game anyway, you need to pay for itself. So you've got to earn. There are some free stuff along the way, though, to help out, but you've got to earn your keep in this game. I like that. Speaking of, let's take that keeper. Taking the opposite approach to the underground or underwater cam. This is the above water version, and seeing what's going to happen here. So in this version, we have no idea when we might grab something, but we've got something now, and we've got him hooked, but he is fast. We're going to lose this one fast, and we have that fish broke that line really fast, as we did not have, I mean, even sitting back, right? There's nothing I can do there. Maybe you let the line out a little bit, but what's that going to do? If putting zero pressure on the line nets nothing, if the line still breaks even without putting any pressure in, there's no way you're going to win that battle. There's nothing you can do to pull that type of fish in. So we're just going to see the line break on a regular basis, at least here in the short term. But fortunately, I'm able to get a number of these free Robinson Classic Twist 8cm spinning lures, and we're able to just put the next one on and have another go. I think the underwater cam is a lot more interesting to see what's going on than when you are above the surface looking on. Got him hooked. There we go. We got him hooked, and he's going to break the line. This is like the others. He's breaking the line, and that one's gone. This time I actually did try to resist a little bit just to see if it makes a difference. No, resisting just helps with the breaking the line. Those fish are much too strong for our low-level equipment and low-level individual trying to do it. Moment for this driftwood to float on by. Cast yet again. With such a small area, we can't cast terribly long here. But with the spinning lure, it's not taking long to get a bite. It's just a matter of what it is that you're hooking onto. And we've got this one hooked and just 14 meters away. This one putting up a bit more of a fight. I think this is like another yellow pickerel maybe. And we've definitely got to reel this one in a little more carefully, but can ultimately win. We're at 8 meters now. Just slow and careful not to snap the line. 4 meters, 3 meters. Hops off for a second, but we got him. Yellow perch. Look at that. Half a kilogram. Almost $3. New record for us. New personal record. And that is close to our limit, right? A little bit more. I definitely could have handled a little bit more on that line, but not much more. Not much. So he was pretty close to what our limit is. No wonder. I mean, we're still talking about only half a kilogram. This is not a large fish, but it's low-level equipment, so you got what you got with that. We got a bite. We've already got him hooked, and this one's got a bit of pull. Not like the other one though. This one we're reeling in pretty easy. Another yellow perch, but in between the size of the previous one and the earlier. That time we did not get the hook on, and he got away from us. We're going to have to go ahead and reset as we're already mostly pulled in. So what I'm seeing, I think, from watching, and this is going to be too long. Oof, okay, we're good. We're good. What I think I'm seeing is that it's with showing the line, the rod, and the reel. The rod and the reel are handling what we're doing here just fine. They're not feeling it. They're not feeling it at all. What is feeling it is the line. The line is very, very cheap, maybe free line for all I know. And as we've got one hooked on, can we? Okay, he is hooked on tight, and he is going fast past us. So this one, a little bit bigger than some of the others. Definitely having to fight this one a lot more. Just inside 7 meters. Come back the other way, inside 4 meters. And we've got him up out of the water, and yeah, sockeye salmon. Okay. I don't see him, but we'll keep this one. Not showing on the line. He's bobbing up and down in the upper corner there. But half a kilogram, sockeye salmon, almost $3.50. It's quite clear, besides the skill points, the first thing we need to do is upgrade the line, as we very much have a limitation right now on how big of a fish we can pull in. like this, and it's making it take a lot longer to nab something good. Oh, oh, he's too strong, he's too strong. Yeah, line snapped. I started to pull in initially, but as soon as I saw how quickly the resistance increased, I stopped. Didn't matter. Didn't matter, that tension was there, and that was it. Alright, well, here is our first look at comparison of lines. The free one that we are using, you can see, is a maximum strength of 0.78 on the kilograms. It can't handle much force at all. To go up slightly, which is all we can do right now as we are level 1, and you need to be level 2 and above for the subsequent one. We're a fifth of the way through level 1. I mean, we've got a ways to go yet before we can really get up there and get to this Sakura. So staying with the same line but a heavier weight, I mean, it increases the kilogram strength by half a kilogram. That's a lot bigger. $18 I think is going to be worth it, as we can definitely buy some bigger fish. So we're going to see what happens by upgrading, a minor upgrade to the line immediately. Let's see if our first expenditure of cash pays off, as we now have a slightly stronger line. Everything else is the same. Driftwood floating over that one. We're underneath it. We're okay. Did not get tangled. We got a bite, something we haven't seen yet. Do we have a hook? I don't see him. There we go. We do have him hooked, and he's not too far away. But did I lose him? No, we've got him. We've got him. We didn't really have much resistance there at all. It's a pumpkin seed. That's the main reason why it wasn't a big deal, because, well, it's a small one. This is definitely a bigger fish, and he's fighting the line. He is going to break this line, and does. So even with a better line, that particular fish anyway was still much too strong for what we have. So we are losing a little bit of line on that one. But either way, what we saw in the previous one was zero resistance at all. So I still think we have put ourselves in a better position, but some of the fish here are still much too big even for that. Alright, this one looks like it's a pretty good grab for us. And we are getting some resistance, but the pull-in is not as bad as what it was before. And this stronger line is definitely doing its trick, helping us out a little bit. We've nearly got him close enough now, as he's putting in one big last fight. And there it is, yellow perch, half a kilogram. Upper end, not a record, but close to it. And that one was a lot further out than the last one that we had. He was putting up a much bigger fight, but we still had an easier time reeling him in than previous. So, you know, the weight of the line, not much better, but it's definitely noticeably better. Well, that certainly hasn't paid for it yet at $2.50 for the 18 that we spent, and we've already lost 40 meters of the line we had, or something along those lines. But how much of that is the line we already set up versus what was lost? I'm assuming most of it's still on the reel itself. This one's certainly trying to fight it, but this line is much stronger than before, and we're actually having a fairly easy time pulling this one in. It's another grass pickerel, relatively small, but on the bigger side of what we had with the earlier pickerels. This one of the easier ones I've gone for, is the 10th fish that we have caught. So we're going to take a look at some stats after this one. And it's a rainbow trout, which a rainbow trout was one of my daily targets. So even though he's relatively small, we'll absolutely keep this one. And let's see what we have. So 10 fish caught at 3.5 kilograms so far. Takes a while. The net capacity just 15 kilograms, but we've got plenty of weight remaining. So it looks like you can put the fish in an aquarium. They all have some sort of star rating. We've had a couple 2-star grass pickerels, but again, just starting out with especially with this really weak line that we have. The finances aren't great. That sockeye salmon is a tiny sockeye salmon that we brought in, though it certainly pays better as salmon than the other fish. Not a lot of money to be had from all of this. Be really nice if I had a universal sell option, but we will sell each of these to try to recoup some of the money that we already spent on that line. Aren't quite back to our starting finances, but we still have plenty of line left on that one and break even here quite soon. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.